This is the 5th assignment, notes. You're going to need the normal distribution page of notes. And we're going to be doing these two calculations, predominantly the normal CDF. And you're going to want to read through some of the material at the bottom here, especially the stuff with the empirical rule, which is very easy to deal with, but you're going to want to read through that on these, especially these percentages, and then what to do, pay attention on what to do within the actual problems themselves. If you need the normal CDF because you don't have a graphing calculator, you need to go back to the page, and these two, the normal PDF easy calculator, the normal CDF easy calculator, you need to go to those particular pages, and I'll try to show both of them so that you have an idea how both work. All right, so these first three problems deal with these percentages and what percent of the population is within 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations. And so basically it's just about adding and subtracting the standard deviation from the mean 1, 2, or 3 times. So I just nicely put them all in order. So you're going to subtract 1 time and add 1 time on the first one. And so that produces 94 and 116. And then number 2, you're going to, so on and so forth, subtract twice. And that will produce 83 and 127. This makes for good quiz questions, by the way. And then this one will be 3 times. And this is also a way to get the boundaries for your outliers. So 72 and 138. So anything to the left of 72 and to the right of 138, that's another way of getting outliers, other than the way that we calculated with the 1.5 times the interquartile range, and then you subtract and add from the Q1 and Q3, which is a little more complicated, as all of that, saying all that is. If you actually did any of these, okay, on the normal PDF, which you should look at that video also, because the video shows you how to do the normal PDF, the normal CDF. If you actually did any of these, so let's say I actually wanted to do 72, and then the upper is 138, and then 105 is the mean, and standard deviation is 11. I should get 0.997. Oh, close, 0.996. But you get the idea. So that's going to throw out the percent, same way on number 2, same thing on number 1. That's going to throw out the percent for those numbers of standard deviations away from the mean. Okay, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all about using the normal PDF on number 4. Okay, so that's the difference there, is that we would need a normal PDF. That's when you just have one, you want the probability given one single X value. So a mean of 105, which of course is going to be very low because there's a lot, and actually an infinite number of values around 105. So 0.036, so 3.6% chance. If you had to use the online calculator, I will show on these, both of these problems, how they work. So the normal PDF, you're just going to put in the value. So 104 is the value. And then you're going to put in the mean, which was 105. And then you're going to put in the standard deviation, which was 11. And then go to calculate. So 0.036, it will do that. Okay, so problem 5, 107 standard deviation is 8, and then less than 1/10. So you can use negative infinity. I'd like to use 0 just because there's it doesn't make sense to say anything less than 0. Anyway, you need to go to the normal CDF calculator. That's this one, and you need to use the between ones at the bottom there. So the mean is 107. Just hit tab. The standard deviation is 8. And then we're between 0. Make sure we have that highlighted, and 110. So it just doesn't make sense to have a negative IQ score. It will give you the same answer, by the way. So it doesn't matter if you put, watch this, if you put negative 10,000, like I said in the notes, it's going to give you the same thing. Calculate. 0.6462. So 64.6%. It's very simple. The key to this is you need to understand that you need to see the words normal distribution. If you do not have a normal distribution, you cannot use any of this material. It's very, very, very important that you see the words normally distributed. Okay, so above 175. So we can go back to our one on line here. 155 and 11 are the two for the mean and the standard deviation. And then we are between 175, and we will have to add a really large value here. 10,000, 100,000, whatever you want. And there it is, 0.0345. So I said 0.035, which is 3.5%. Well, this is how doctors, get all that information on, percentile. I'm in the whatever percentile for weight or for height. They use the standard, the normal curve. They have all that data, the mean and the standard deviation. They're able to put your parameters in there and tell you that you're in whatever percentile. So percentile would be that mark and below for that. So number 7, we have 2 questions to answer. One for the probability that you are between 60 and 65, and the other for the probability that you're not between 60 and 65. So 63.5 and 1.3. Again, you can go back to this. Very easy to use. 5 and 1.3. And then we're interested in between 60 and 65. And we're just going to subtract from 100%. So all you have to do to figure out what's called the complement to it. So 0.872, so 87.2% chance, we'll say for the first part, that the women are. And then just do 100% minus that, and then it's 12.8% chance that they are not in between those two. The normal CDF and normal PDF are very simple to do. Just use the online version. It's nothing too crazy. And then the empirical rule, you will have a question on your quiz over that. So make sure that you're referring to this set of notes. You have your assignment over this. It should not take you very long at all.